Speaking of the left and right cerebral processing, I remember as a young African American child being very excited about starting kindergarten. I was eager to go to school and learn. But something happened to me in that school system, and by the time I reached the 4th or the 5th grade, I had no desire to learn or to be in that school. I feel the teachers in those primary grades did not help the students develop the thinking styles best suited for the student. A lot of minds have been wasted because African American students could not adopt to the learning and thinking standards of someone else. When I was in elementary school, I remember raising my hand after the teacher had given instructions, and I would say, "Teacher, would you please repeat the information? I didn't understand." The teacher would glare at me and say, "Mr. Cook, don't you understand English? Do you have wax in your ears?" The rest of the class heard me. Well, I heard her all right, but my brain could not get a picture based on those abstract words that she used. She would reluctantly repeat the information, but in the same way as before. My little brain would say, "George, I still can't give you a picture of what she is saying. Ask her again." I'd say to my brain, "No, I'm not asking her again. She already thinks I'm dumb as a box of rocks." Well, when the teacher would look down at me, she'd say, "Well, Mr. Cook, do you understand now?" I would shake my head, "Yes, teacher," but I never really understood. In those days, I was in shock. I was in shock because I did not understand why I did not understand. Before I came to school, I had self-confidence. I had high self-esteem. Everyone around me said I was a smart child, walked early. I was always saying and doing clever things. I had no problem processing the world around me. But in that school, I was a miserable failure. Almost every school day was a distressful and humiliating experience. But like most African American students, I stuck it out. I even learned how to make the teacher and the rest of the class think I knew what was going on. But many times, I did not have a clue. I did not realize until I was an adult that many of my fellow students had suffered as I had. Much of my school life got wasted because I was humiliated when I should have been educated. Afrocentric education is a response to many humiliating experiences we have suffered at the hands of the traditional school system. Afrocentric education is a response. It is an insight tool. It is a deliberate thinking process. Culture is concerned with establishing ideas. Education is concerned with communicating those ideas. Afrocentric education is closely related to creativity. But creativity is the description of a result. Afrocentric education is a description of a process. It is my dream that with Afrocentric education we can proceed with our original goals, and that is to remove the change from our minds.